Hey there, gamers. Here to talk to you about Old Man's Journey on Nintendo Switch. Above me, you can see my first 20 minutes, first look playthrough of Old Man's Journey. Since then, I've completed the game and just here to give you my quick thoughts. There's Old Man right there. It's a very interesting game. It's a point and click style game. And what's nice about this game is it does fully support the Nintendo Switch touchscreen. You can play the whole game with nothing but the touchscreen, and it works very, very well. That said, you can also play using the controller. There were a few times where one worked better than the other according to the level's design, but generally I found the touch controls were actually the best for me. So I had a lot of fun just playing it in handheld mode. Actually, tabletop. I don't ever play Switch handheld. Tabletop for me is the best. I put it on a stand, and I just touched away and did my thing. So here you are. You're the old man, seen right there, falling off the waterfall. There he is again as well. You're starting the game, going on an adventure. You've received a letter. You're alone. We don't know why we're alone. We don't know the adventure we're going on. But that's part of the mystery of the game. So as you progress, there's these locations we visit. And with each location, we get a memory. It's just a static scene. He sits, he thinks, and we get a very beautifully drawn image of that memory. And using those memories, we can try to piece together what we think is going on and where the story might be going. To me, the story is somewhat predictable. I've avoided showing screenshots here of the tail end of the game so that nothing is spoiled, though you'll probably guess at least very close to what the ultimate outcome of this game is going to be. You'll see on the screen the little pointer, little thumb on the top there. That's how you play when you're using the controller. When playing with the controller, you get this little pointer right here, and you just kind of touch where you're going. But the main way this game plays is that you'll grab these pieces of land and push them up and down to make them intersect. And when they intersect, you can actually walk on them. It's not happening right now because in this video it's very early in the game. Later on in the game, you have to figure out how and when to move certain pieces of land in order to manipulate them so that our little old man can progress. And that's basically how the whole game plays. For me, it got tiring kind of quickly because I just got tired of pushing land up and down, and watching him move and up and down. Later on in the game, you run into sheep, and the sheep might have to go up a hill first, and then you can move another piece of land to get past the sheep, things like that. But that happens only 2 or 3 times. There's 2 or 3 scenes where you have to make a wheel roll by manipulating the land into a hill, and then the wheel will roll. That was only 2 or 3 times as well. So I would have really liked to see more point and click adventure gameplay worked into this adventure, this journey, if you will, because there's very, very little, which is sad because the art style, as you can see, is excellent. The animation is excellent. The sound is excellent. Just they really have a nice blueprint for a game, but instead what you really have is just a short story which is told through these flashbacks and separated through stretches of you pushing land up and down to move along, which kind of gets old and tedious after a while. But if they had added different elements to the puzzles, more than just moving the land, I think they could have had a really solid game here. Instead, it's a very, very basic game. You don't do a whole lot. You're mostly learning the story. You're going to see I'm going to push the land right there for the first time. You see that little dot? It shows that it now intersects, and he can now jump on it. So there you go. And as you progress, it gets harder and harder to figure out how to manipulate the land to get him where he needs to be. But it never gets very hard. The game is fairly straightforward and easy throughout. That said, it's a touching story. Really nice artwork. The memories that it uses to tell the story are very well done and implemented at good pacing throughout the game. Quite honestly, the only reason I played was because I wanted to see the next memory and find out where we were headed. This is one of my favorite memories right there. It's an animated memory. It's a little 5-second repeating GIF kind of scene, but very well made. And that's basically the gist of Old Man's Journey. You're just manipulating land up and down to progress through the level and make it to the next scene and the next point of the story, ultimately the end, which comes very quickly. You'll probably finish the game in under 3 hours without much effort. So take that into consideration as well. I think there are better ways to spend your money on the eShop. I'm going to give this one a very weak you decide, which makes me sad because it's very well made for what it is. And I think they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. I just think they could do so much more. And I would very, very, very much welcome some form of sequel or follow-up or other game utilizing this that they've created right here as a starting point. I think they could really make a winner out of that. So if you're going to go on your Old Man's Journey, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as usual, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and visit me on playwithgreg.com. Bye.